what are the pros and cons of Apple's strategy for the Apple Watch? For me, I put the pros were that they have useful apps at your risk, limited amount of time people look at their phone, the premium prices, the customer loyalty, and sustained demand and interest. And for the cons, I just put the price sensitive buyers, and it only targets iPhone users, so that can be a con, but for Apple, it seemed like, it's not a problem for them. And other competitors may still, some of their customers by just being targeting just to Apple. If a competitor may offer something, that may be more universal, then it may still Apple. But it seemed like they've been doing well with their customer loyalty. So,
in addition to what you had, one of the pros I put is that it keeps current Apple users loyal and integrated into the Apple universe as a pro for them. Because I think we discussed last week is that once you have one Apple product, you kind of have to keep buying. Well, you don't have to, right? But you get entrapped and you keep buying like all of their products.
And you get addicted.
Yeah, because they're all linked together and all work together.
Yeah. They all linked and work together. So that kind of serves as, I guess, kind of as both a pro and a con. And then one of the cons I have is that it alienates Android users from purchasing the Apple Watch. They could have the watch, it's just not going to be integrated with their phone.
Or just kind of useless.
Yeah, that was also something I put as a con, was that it's limited only to the iPhone. So like the Android Wear, I believe it is, and the other smartwatches that are cross compatible, the Apple Watch is just limited to Apple users, or iPhone users rather. And then the brand, to kind of echo what y'all said about the brand loyalty, as a big pro for them. Again, they can keep charging the premium prices to get those large profit margins.
Because it was in the case that Apple said they don't really care about market share. They care more about profits than market share. So,
right.
So one of the things that I have for a pro in addition was the 3 basic versions, but then they had created all of the different like watch faces and the different color faces along with the different kinds of brands to appeal to such a large crowd, because they wanted to make not just one watch, but make like basically millions of versions available to appeal to a lot of people, and so that you could change it out and customize it for your taste. And then with the con, in addition to what y'all said about being paired with the iPhone, the case that it wasn't just paired with an iPhone, you had to have an iPhone 5 or later edition.
Right.
It wasn't even that, you could just have an iPhone. You had to have one of the newer iPhones in order for it to pair.
Okay. I think I had little variant version of that. So I said like, it pairs with all the USA airports, and it's the ease of use. People are used to it. And another pros I had is it limits the use of iPhone, which brings us to the cons, like what is iPhone really worth for when you have other products which can really do almost everything what iPhone was doing for you. So my pros basically leads to the cons for them.
Right.
And so that's what I just try to put, like, without an iPhone, what it is really worth of. But it has also another one that I put, it takes away the privacy and the quietness of texting, because it just makes a noise every time.
Mine doesn't. You can turn the noise off.
You can turn the noise off.
Okay. Okay. Then I should take it off. So.
Yeah, fancy their Apple Watches.
So I had so many points from my company, and I was like, it will expire, so let's just order. And it's better.
Do you have an iPhone? Weren't you an Android user?
I like Android, so I have a Nexus phone, but in my company's site where we can use the Bravo points, we had like all the Apple products, so I definitely don't need a phone, so fine, let's try with an iWatch. So I'm not a big fan of that, but it's okay.
So what is it? You just keep your steps and like, but you can't like talk and text on it to your Android.
No. So I think that's what I had. And I also had a point like, it's probably better for the quicker chats, not for the longer calls, because it's, as of now, because of the size. So it's pretty good for the smaller chats. Another thing I think you can clarify, I'm not sure. So I put a point, it says it has pseudo text functionality, but it can only pre-select the phrases and voices enable text.
So you can actually like scribble messages on like the updated one.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, I think you can.
like on the iPhone, like you can like write out like messages. You can do that with Watch too, and you can do like talk to text too.
Okay. A lot of learning for me today.
A Southern accent, it doesn't like you. Siri does not have access.
Okay. I think that's all I have for the first question.
So if y'all want to move on to the next one, we can.
Question.
Go ahead.
For Apple to focus its watch exclusively on the iPhone only market? I think it goes back to what we were saying, like the pros and the cons, but for this question, I did put yes, only because it targets a specific group of consumers, which can be a good thing because it has focus on the particular strategy and it gives the loyal customers what they want and it makes them feel like a sense of exclusiveness. So I chose yes.
I put yes as well, and I put as Apple has always focused its efforts on keeping people locked into the Apple universe, and that has been successful for them thus far.
Yeah, I
No.
for the strategy and to keep it brand loyalty, and also since Apple only pairs with Apple devices, unlike Android where you have Samsung and LG pairing together, which can create issues. Like it's a seamless approach to a technology.
Yeah, and kind of like we've said on the last one. I said that the Apple could probably get higher sales if they made a universal watch, but they get a larger share of the market, but they might not see as much profit, and it also could make the universal watch could also drive down demand for iPhone users. Like you could use any phone with their Apple Watch. So ultimately it might, say, oh, I can use it with my Samsung. I'll just keep my Samsung.
It also presents a security risk for Apple as well because Apple products are less hacked and they have less bugs than like PCs and Windows products and Android. So if they were to make it universal, it would also open up security issues too for Apple products.
So I think that I'm the only one who don't know. So I said no, because it needs to focus more on the market that's more innovative, meaning like if I only have a watch and don't have a phone, can I still be functional? If I can make it, yes, then it makes sense to focus on the other part of the market also. So they can consider increasing their capability and use the technology from maybe iPhone 6, S, and Plus and put into different stuff so that there is no dependency, but it is more innovative and serves the purpose. But I can change it because I think all of you have the answer as yes. So I'll change it.
I mean, you don't have to change it. You can just put, as long as you have a reason, I think it's still fine.
Yeah,
no, it's fine. We can do only one answer, so I'm okay. Don't bother.
It's good to hear different opinions, though.
Right. As long as you have your justification.
Okay. Next, I'll take the next one, and I'll try to share my screen. I'm interested to see what y'all put for this one. Figure out how to share my screen. Here we go. Okay, so I put if the iWatch is not a home run, should Apple focus their attention on Apple TV? is this a better option for Apple or is this a distraction? I know we kind of talked about this in our previous meetings, but I think that if Apple could find a way to try to make like an Apple TV product that is like similar to DirecTV or cable companies and do it like purely streaming and cut out all the extra channels that, you get 200 something channels with DirecTV, but you probably only watch a quarter of them, if that. And, if they could just focus on the important ones, make contracts with them, they could probably offer something that a lot of people would be interested in. I kind of found a concept that like we've talked about, and like one of the first videos we watched was like 80-20 theory, like 80% of the viewers watch 20% of the channels or so. Yeah, I think it's a unique opportunity that Apple might be interested in.
For me,
Sorry.
I put no. I put the Apple TV was not a good option, as they kind of already did some preliminary work with the Apple TV and it wasn't a home run. So because they kind of know that, I feel like they should focus their efforts elsewhere, especially considering that I know Apple's not into market share, but there are other streaming services that have pretty much the market on lock, and Apple, I think it's just a no-go for them. I think they should focus their efforts better on maybe like the Apple CarPlay or something.
Yeah, I think I also put no, and the reason I put is almost similar, that the TV market is too much saturated as of now with all the Netflix and Amazon. So Apple has a scope, but they can probably invest and innovate in other fields where they have less competition and do better. But this is too saturated a market. But then we put a note, which is probably the first line of Jason's slide, that if they want, they need to probably rebuild, not have a better version of what they already had. So
if they did that, I feel like they'd have to completely revamp what they had before.
Yeah, that's what I put, and that it needed to be the streaming service. Because you can also, you may be able to do this with the Apple TV version that's out now, like the little box, to use AirPlay, where you can view pictures and videos and everything from your iPhone, iPad, MacBook, whatever. But it was also mentioned in the case about being able to do like FaceTime calls on your TV, which would kind of be scary to me to see somebody's face that big. But, I guess some people would want to do that.
For me, I also put no. I feel like it was a distraction. Just like I kind of say that they tested it and they really didn't do that well. And I just feel like she said, they have other competition that's out. Like, for me, I put the Fire Stick. Like, that's something that you can just buy one time, and if you get it jailbroken or just buy it, it's just like a one-time fee, and you have TV forever. But I'm pretty sure if Apple come up with like live streaming, it pretty much probably would show us like the Apple Music. So I say no.
So just an FYI, you totally can jailbreak the current Apple TV.
You sound like you're speaking from experience, Lisa.
I didn't know that you could with the Apple TV. You can get, is it Kodi that you get on Apple TV? I didn't know that you could do that on the Apple TV.
You can, however, if you screw up jailbreaking it, it's done. You have to go buy another one.